Hello, everybody, and welcome to Industrial Automation. It doesn't have to. I'm Brandon Ellis. I'm here with Miss Beth Elliott.
Hey, Brandon. Happy Friday, or whatever day it is out there.
When you're listening to this.
Right.
So today it is Friday. It is I'm reversed. University of Tennessee ball game weekend, and so we're excited about that. But also, it's Industrial Automation. It doesn't have to. Our 50th. That's right, 50th episode. So it's been quite a journey, huh?
It has. It's taken us a little bit to get to 50, but when you do 4 a year, what are you going to do?
I was going to say, when you told me it was 50, I was like, it seems like it would be higher than that.
I know.
We've done quite a few. But it has been a little bit of a minute since we've spoken to you all out there, so we want to just thank you all for sticking with us and joining us through this year of 2024. And while the cool thing to do this time of year is to, as we go into the holiday season, is to have a reflective, look back kind of episode. And the fact of the matter is, we're not going to do that.
Nope.
Yeah, we're kind of going to do that though. We're going to go through a couple of our top three episodes and kind of things that were meaningful for us as we've done the podcast this season. But also, we're going to be looking ahead, and there's some interesting things that Beth's going to tell us about that she's got in the mind of her marketing world that's going to be happening in 2025. So 2025 is going to be an exciting year. It's already kind of started to be exciting now that this crazy election's over with. But I think a lot of us are just ready to get on to Thanksgiving and Christmas, focus on being thankful. But what better way to do that than with Industrial Automation? It doesn't have to. Episode number 50.
50. 50. Awesome.
That's right.
Awesome. That's exciting. So what was one of your favorite episodes from Industrial Automation? It doesn't have to.
Well, there's quite a few. One of the things that I always come back to this, and so we're not just looking at 2024.
Oh,
right?
no, we're going to talk about, stay tuned, stay with us, because we're going to this is just going to be a very short portion of what we're talking about the past.
But I'm not limited to 2024.
Oh, no,
I can
no, these
all
are
50.
Oh,
right?
absolutely, yeah.
Okay,
this is because there were only 4 this
year. Yeah, there weren't that. We did 1 a quarter this year. So if that's the case, something I'm pretty proud of us on because I'm not going to toot our horns too much, but let's see, where are our horns? I'll toot our horns a little bit. Remember with me back a few years after the pandemic, when we were getting ready to enter the challenges of what we call the supply chain crisis. And you and I had a podcast then that was basically saying, guys, get ready, because we think this is, in our industry with industrial manufacturing, I thought this is getting ready to be more than just an inconvenience. And boy, was it ever.
Yeah.
And so that the 2022 began the challenges, but nothing like 2023. 2023 for all of our vendors, other vendors, distributors, our competitors, everybody was affected.
Yes.
And so it was in this time, November of 2022, that we did that episode. And we were really firing off some warnings to say, listen, if we're wrong, you'll be even better off. But just get ready.
Yeah.
Get ready, because we were also talking about the potential of interest rates climbing, being harder, more expensive to do CapEx projects and things of that nature. And boy, we nailed it.
Yeah, that was called Industrial Automation. It doesn't have to be unexpected.
Unexpected.
All
yeah,
right.
that's
All
right.
right.
So that one was fun for me because, it's on the looking back, because unfortunately we turned out to be correct.
Unfortunately, but
hopefully somebody
heeded your advice,
yeah,
and
right. So anyway, that was one of mine. What about you?
Well, I liked the one about you talking about entrepreneurship.
Yep.
And what to do to start your own business, or on the other side, if you've got people in your manufacturing facility that have that entrepreneurial spirit, how to utilize that and harness that energy
without them leaving. Yeah,
yes, absolutely. Yes.
I still have, and I love those conversations because I am an entrepreneur, right? Win, lose, or draw. I don't know where you would list me as far as success. So far, we both have jobs. So
that's a success.
But I remember that episode because the one thing, preemptive thing, just to run through it really quickly, is saying, "Hey, I want to start my own business." Well, there's a couple of things about that. Being a sole proprietor, where you're the only boss, you're the only employee, you're the only decision maker, that's one thing. Taking over a business from your parents, your uncle, or buying someone out or something like that, that's a whole nother thing. That's a business that's already in play. And then most people, when they want to start their own business, they're thinking about being their own boss and kind of calling their own shots. Well, all that is true until you need employees. Yeah. And so that's where another thing comes in. And a lot of people say managing employees, that's one of the most challenging things. But it's not challenging from the employees are bad standpoint. Employees are very good. It's just scary.
It is because you're responsible for another.
We're responsible.
Yeah, and to take that on.
Yeah, especially when you're small. I mean, these large corporations, unfortunately, a lot of people are numbers. But on a small business standpoint, when you're hiring someone as an entrepreneur, getting started, a startup, you're not just hiring this individual. You're hiring their spouse. You're hiring their kid. I mean, not hiring, but you're taking responsibility for them, their spouse, their kids. And it's all in your hands, and that's a bit daunting.
Yeah.
And so there's that part of it, but also, there is two different ways to get into business. You can be given or earn your way through again, like family type ties to a business, taking over a business or purchasing a business, or you can start it from the ground up, and each of those has its own challenges.
Yeah, for sure. So
that was a good episode. I enjoyed that.
Yeah, and that was, it doesn't have to be unmotivated.
Unmotivated. It does take motivation.
It sure does.
And I will just throw this warning out there to anybody hearing this. That if you're thinking, I'll start my own business so I don't have to work as hard.
Oh, no.
That's
wrong.
Is 100% wrong. 100%. What else? One more. We got to do one more.
Yes. I liked the one about the protocols and how you were able to break down what a field bus is and all that terminology. It's
the most mistaken jargon in the automation and controls industry is Ethernet versus Ethernet IP, and the fact that they are not the same.
Yeah.
In fact, they're not even the same thing, right? Yeah, we talked about the train and all that kind of stuff, and how what field bus is. Ethernet IP, of course, was created originally by Rockwell Corporation, Rockwell Automation. They developed that protocol. It's a protocol. It's a language. It runs. It is a language, a protocol. When we say protocol, language, they're the same thing. It as far as the topology, it uses an RJ45 Ethernet TCP/IP-based packet, communications packet, and also the topology is using copper or fiber, but it's going across.
The typology is the railroad track.
That was the railroad track.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yep. And the protocols are what goes in the bus or in the train,
inside the train cars.
Yep.
Yeah, because that's the language, and so that's the information that you're moving. So when someone says, "I want to communicate Ethernet," it could be Modbus TCP, it could be Ethernet IP, it could be EtherCAT, it could be a couple of others, right? Profinet. Those are all, when you say I want to communicate, means you're going to speak a language. When you say over Ethernet, you're talking about how you're going to get the language back and forth. And so there's serial-based languages, and then there's Ethernet-based languages because of the topology.
Yes.
Right? Trains need a track, railroad track, but cars don't do so well on a railroad track.
That's right.
So it's topology. Yeah, that was a fun episode, but that one didn't have much of a cool title.
That was number 33.
Just number 33.
Yeah, because we couldn't come. I just
Yeah.
I didn't have one then.
It doesn't have to be planes, trains, and automobiles.
That's kind of too long though.
Yeah. But yeah, those are three good ones. So,
yeah.
You know, what's interesting is all three of those, I see the dates here in the notes, those are all from 2022.
It is, isn't it? Very interesting.
It was a hard year, but it was a thinking year, 2020. Well, 2022 wasn't too bad. We were coming out of all the COVID junk, right?
Yeah, so it was like a little bit of...
Everybody's like, hey, we get to see people again.
Yeah, right.
So we're kind of coming out of the cave, right? And coming out of the darkness and reemerging into...
And then realizing nothing's there.
And then there's nothing there. Yeah, that's right. You can't buy anything.
Yeah.
There's nothing on the shelf.
Yeah.
It was an interesting time.
Yeah.
Well, let's look ahead.
Yes.
So 2025, that's in the rearview mirror. We'll learn from that. And in 2022 and 2023 and now 2024 is coming to an end. What are we looking forward to in 2020? What do you have in store for us?
In 2025, we're going to do a rebrand, and it's going to be called elliTek's Automation Expert. No, elliTek Automation Experts.
Okay.
And so we're still probably going to have about 4 episodes a year, at once a quarter, but this one's going to be a lot more interactive, where we're going to film like with our elite robots, their welding cell, and we're going to have how it's done and do just exactly what we do to
see what to expect.
Yes.
So kind of a how it works.
Yeah.
Or how it's done.
Yeah.
Or
not how it's made, but
not how it's made. Yeah.
but let's do a little preview.
Okay.
And kind of give people a taste of what to expect next year. So here we've got the welding. This is from elliTek's Automation Expo. And if you didn't make it, then you really missed out. It was a fun day.
Yeah.
And we actually struck arc
during the training center. That was one of the most exciting things. I remember, of course, we did our Automation Expo, and if you didn't get to come to the expo, we'll be doing one again next year.
Yes.
In the fall. We'll market that. Let me start this guy over. This was one when I finally said, okay, guys, let's strike an arc. Everybody that was there in our hall, even the other vendors.
Oh yeah!
Everybody just stopped and said, "Let's see this thing roll." Now you see this right here where it's kind of going off and on and off and on. So we were trying to dial it in, and what was happening was our wire feed was too slow.
Oh, okay.
And so this is a MIG weld application, and
if you go to the number 2, that's a different angle.
Sorry. Let me do the number 2 here. There you go. Oh, different angle. Good deal. Good deal. So that's the other thing that's new for 2025 is Brandon is trying to control the video. So we'll see how this goes. But what was happening was we were, and I think we got it fixed here. Yeah. See how it's a constant?
Oh,
and where it was kind of flashing before, the wire was not coming out fast enough, and so it kept it would make contact, and you would have an arc, and then it would not, because we were moving faster than the wire was coming out. So we had to go in and change those.
Do some tweaks on it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's right.
Okay.
So let's go back to this one. It's a cool little intro you got there.
Well, I should have cut that out for this. So sorry about that, you guys.
But it was really an exciting time, right, for us to really do what we were doing there.
I think you can pause it if you want.
Yeah. So you can see there, it's just man, and that weld. Now let me tell you something. I'm just going to go ahead and do a little just advertising on this. That weld cell, Elite Robot. That robot has roughly I think it's a 1.8 meter reach. It's I believe a 10 or 12 kilogram payload, but the robot, which means it's almost 2 meters. So just under 2 meters. 2 meters, of course, is roughly 6 feet, and so it can reach in quite, it's got a good reach.
Yeah.
The second thing is the welder also is part of the Elite product, I guess you would say. So that Elite cell comes all in one. Mm-hmm. So the end of arm tooling for it. So if I back this up,
it's a complete solution.
It is, and so you can see here that we've got we've got the end of arm tooling, holding the weld head and all that kind of stuff. And then off to the side is this welder, and it's a gargantuan welder. So that's one first thing we learned when we were playing with it is we had 3/8 inch, which is pretty thick metal that we were welding. And the first time we did it, just in getting to know it, we blew through the back of it. It could weld easily up to 1 inch plate.
Oh, wow.
And so this is it's a liquid cooled. It's got a built-in reservoir. You can do external water supply for the cooling. It's got the wire feed system, everything, the whole system, end of arm tooling, bracketry, the weld system, plus the wire feed system, plus the robot with controller and teach pendant and everything. $46,000.
What?
Yes.
Oh, you can't even get some robots for that.
Well, you can't get a welder for that.
Oh,
I mean,
my goodness.
So, and it's all built into the pendant, and so there's a few things to set up on the front of the welder, but most everything is through the robot pendant. They're totally integrated. It's really
That's
awesome.
amazing. That's amazing.
And so, and there's always pros and cons to every brand out there, and not just not every brand, even some of the brands we have pros and cons for each one, and that's what we have, wonderful application engineers to help our customers figure out which one is the right tool for them.
Yes,
right?
yes.
But that's one of the things about Elite is it is absolutely stupendous when it comes to ROI.
Yes, absolutely. Because I mean, you can't even hire a person for less than that.
Yeah. Well, and then also, this is a fully collaborative robot, and so as far as that drag teach capability and things of that nature, that's what's so exciting about it, is being able to. Also, they have a magnetic base that's available with it, so you can actually, if it's a steel part, you can actually stick it to whatever. I mean, it may be a vertical surface, it may be
Yes, I've seen the videos of them putting it upside down in a construction area.
Yeah.
It's really neat.
And then you just come in and teach your paths and tell it to go to work.
Yeah.
It's pretty interesting. A pretty interesting thing.
Yeah. So let's go on to Pilz.
So Pilz. So I'm excited about Pilz, and this is the Pilz radar system. So we had this at the Automation Expo as well, and also one of our elevates that we had. And so again, this ties in more with the robot stuff, but it's a safety rated radar, which the reason that's a big deal is, we have safety light scanners, and Pilz makes those kind of things, safety light curtains. But so why would you use a safety rated radar? Well, if you're in a situation that's got any kind of particulate in the air, whether it's dust, very dusty, water vapor or water, or smoke. So if you're welding, this kind of thing, radar is impervious to that. But your light scanners, they get affected, and so it can render a safe cell that's protected by a safety light scanner or safety light curtains. It can render it not as safe if you've got particulate in the air, a heavy amount of particulate. Yeah. And so that's where Pilz came up with this with the safety rated radar. And so it's pretty interesting, but you can use it for so many other things too, other than here you see it's raining. And we're still, so that's an AGV type application with a crane. And let me start that over. And, in that case, it was a crane moving a part outside in heavy rain.
Okay.
And so just like you would normally on an AGV, have usually light-based scanners that are looking out to make sure nobody's in the way and slow down, things of that nature. It won't work in the rain.
Yeah.
So radar is impervious to that.
Nice.
And so that's the reason, and they're really compact, really slick, and then of course they all can line up, and you can put them in series, put 6 of them in series, things of that nature, time in with safety relays, PLCs, things of that nature. It's really a cool product that they've got. By the same token, we can talk a bit about some of the Pilz and packaging and how that comes into play. And so, again, doing some of the motion control-based products, the safety-based products, safety gate systems, the magnetic safety switches, and those things. And that's largely what Pilz is known for, is just having the best in class as far as safety devices.
Yeah. I like this video a lot. It shows where everything goes.
Where you put it,
yeah,
how you apply it, yeah. And the fact is, if you're in industrial manufacturing, you got to have safety.
Absolutely,
yeah.
Yes.
And there's just, I dare say, there's not a company with as many years of expertise and as good a product base or product background in safety-based products than Pilz.
Yeah, Yeah.
So we're excited to have them on board.
Absolutely. And if anybody gets the chance to hear Joseph speak, then they need to take advantage of that.
Well, you know, that's one of the things we're going to. So Joseph did a little 30-minute
tech talk
at our automation expo. But this in 2025, we're going to be doing a workshop with him. Probably two different workshops. One that he does. It's a 1-day workshop. It's just a good overall. If you need your people or you're within a plant and you want to come up to speed on some of the safety requirements and all the necessary things that are needed, especially if you do have a OSHA inspection or have an incident or something like that, to be prepared for that. So Joseph does that, but Pilz also offers and there is a cost associated with it, but it's a multi-day certified to become a certified safety. And I can't remember. There's a couple of different certifications, but we'll be working on offering that as well through our training center here in Knoxville. So.
Nice. So our next one would be CKD.
CKD.
Yeah.
Now CKD, this is actually our very own
Alan
Pinnicuff, and that little CKD, he's actually. We don't have the audio here, but he's actually walking.
He's telling me what it's doing.
Yeah, and so he's got. This is a system where one of our multi-axis CKD systems. This is electric actuator. So that's your drives, your control, and everything, and they all stack together.
I see a Siemens SciTop up there.
Yeah, SciTop power supply. That's right. And so what's happening here is, unfortunately, this panel doesn't have a Pilz e-stop monitoring relay in it, but that would be a Pilz normally.
Oh, okay.
But what he's showing is how the actuators work, and so you can see where they're moving things back and forth. And for this specific customer, we assisted them, and they're trying to remove the air from the plant, compressed air, and so they're trying to move away from pneumatic-based cylinders.
Make it more energy efficient?
Yes, and CKD, of course, does all the air cylinders and things of that nature, but they also do fantastically well these compact electric actuators. And so that's what that is. Again, let me pull that back so we can watch her again. That multi-axis, that's their new, really densely aligned. Again, that's three axes of motion, 3 different actuators they're controlling. Right there's the drives, the encoders, the whole 9 yards. And he was showing there that it's actually this is CC Link coming in, and so CC Link is a Mitsubishi based protocol, but it supports Ethernet IP, CC Link, Profinet, those kind of things. But yeah, so everything's done very easily. The wiring is minimized because it's field bus, and all the cables are coming in, and it's really, really, really compact.
Yes, very nice.
And it works like most may expect. It's got position-based systems, or you can just command it to go to certain positions at the speeds and things of that nature straight from your PLC code.
Nice.
So that's what that does. So it's a nice. The electric actuators from CKD are one of the main reasons that I gave them a call originally to say, let's get you on the line card. But also I can't say enough about the pneumatic stuff. Their pneumatic, actually, that really is the truth, if I'm being totally transparent. I have a close friend of mine, we've known each other for 20 plus years, who's like one of the head maintenance guys from one of our large industrial customers, manufacturers. And he told me that compared to they have multiple pneumatic valves in the plant, but he said CKD outlasts them all.
Oh wow! There is a testimonial on our website that one of the engineers said that they have CKD products in that have lasted more than 20 years.
Yeah. And it's interesting because so that really got my attention, right?
Oh, absolutely.
Certainly
cost savings. My goodness.
But absence of downtime.
Yep.
And you talk to them, and it's almost like MacGyver or I say grandpa farmer kind of stuff, where they say, with CKD, I had a guy tell me this. With CKD, I can pull the valve out, take the screwdriver, pull it apart, take a good rag and clean everything off in there with the O-rings, and then push them back in, close it up, and I'll get another year out of it.
Nice.
And that,
but for other things, compared to other products,
the other products, you can clean them off all you want. They're done.
Okay.
and already they're getting, so the CKD was extending past their lifetime. And then if they pulled it off and cleaned it off with just a shop rag and pushed it back together, they said confidently, we won't have to replace that for a year.
That's awesome.
And so then what they would do is they would say, okay, I did the rag treatment. Let's put that on the schedule sometime in the next 12 months for PM, and we're gonna change those valves out when we get a chance.
Yeah.
And so downtime, if all it takes is, that's the tractor, that's the farmer concept, right? The tractor breaks down, you grab the grease gun and a big old wrench and out there in the field and figure a way to take some wire, pull it around, whatever, and then you finish the job.
Yep.
And so, in manufacturing, downtime is the number one enemy of every manufacturer. And so that was the most impressive thing, was when, not from CKD, from the maintenance guy,
yes,
who's been doing this forever, and certainly is not afraid to tell me the truth, right?
Yeah.
And that's what he told me. And then I saw the electric actuators and all that kind of stuff. Said, this is the right product for us.
Nice.
So we've had a lot of customers have a lot of good experiences of utilizing CKD.
Nice. Well, that's all the videos that I have right now.
Okay.
But I do want to let people know that we will be talking about some Siemens products. We haven't decided which one yet, or maybe seeing how the whole system works together.
Yeah,
that's what I would love to do, just a whole...
how they all fit.
Yes.
Yeah, that's the thing. Siemens makes everything.
They do.
They really do. You could probably just go out in your yard and find something that's made and manufactured. Siemens probably makes it.
Yep. Well, when you're at the doctor's office.
Yeah. They got the whole health and ear side.
Yep.
They got the whole deal. And so with a lot of our manufacturers, they make fantastic products, and their puzzle pieces, which needs to be integrated with other puzzle pieces to make the whole thing work. With Siemens, they can be probably the majority of the puzzle.
Yeah.
With all the products that they make. And so it's difficult to just say, let's talk about this or that.
Right.
But it's also, we're actually we're shooting to stay under our 35 minutes.
All right.
Which I'm always the one that gets us off track. And if you get me started on Siemens products, it'll go for an hour.
It would, wouldn't it?
But certainly that's something I want us to talk about as we go through this. So I'm looking forward to the rebrand.
Yes, and what I'm going to do is we'll have some different graphics and stuff, so people can cast their ballots on whichever favorite they like, and whichever gets the most votes, we'll use that.
As far as the logo?
Yeah, okay. And the artwork for it.
So it would be which logo?
That's right.
All right, man, that could be interesting. That could be a lot of fun.
And I also wanted to let people know that the 2025 C-Train schedule is up on our website.
That's right.
So if you go to elliTek.com and head over to the technical training page, you can see all the C-Train classes that elliTek will be hosting next year.
And so C-Train is specifically Siemens training.
Yes.
And it is official Siemens factory-based training.
They get certified education credits for that.
Get education credits. It's the real deal. There are, even with Siemens, but with other things. And we do some training here with our own trainers, but this is certified training. And
hands-on, instructor-led.
Yeah. And so even if, certainly if you're part of a manufacturer, or you have people working for you in the manufacturing world or in the systems integration machine build world, and you want to get to know Siemens, this is the way to do it without having to travel, airline tickets and hotel stays and things of that nature, because it's here in Knoxville at our own training center, which we call elliTek University. Secondly, though, even if you're not in a situation where your boss or your manager wants to put you through, but you're wanting to better yourself, these classes are available for anyone, just like taking a college class or something along those lines. I mean, you can enroll. There is a cost, but you can. There's a cost for college as well.
Yes, there is.
And but you're going to get a certification that can be used. You can add it to your resume.
Absolutely. Yes, I would.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'd put it on my LinkedIn, on your certifications on LinkedIn and all that too. Yeah.
And considering that Siemens is the #1 automation controls company, drives, motion, the whole 9 yards, #1 on the planet.
That's amazing.
It goes a long way.
Yeah.
And so,
but if you are an Allen Bradley user and you are looking to go to S7,
yeah,
do we not have a workshop coming up?
We do have a free,
yes,
and it is absolutely 100% free.
Nice.
It's a full day. I think we're bringing in lunch. We're going to have real equipment. It's real hands-on. Yep. That'll be in January, and so instructor-led. But here at elliTek in Knoxville, a full-day workshop. There is no cost to this. We do have a limited number of seats.
That's what I was going to ask.
Yeah, there is a limited number, so we can't take everyone. So if you want to sign up with that, get in touch with us and get signed up for sure quickly, because it'll fill up pretty quickly. You know, the interesting thing, I was having a conversation the other day, and I am a long time, like many in the U.S., I'm a long time Allen Bradley user as far as PLC programming and whatnot. And of course, I'm also an old guy now. I'm having to come to grips with that. So us old guys tend to, in human nature, is to tend to go with what we're familiar with. Yep. And so I really love the Siemens TIA portal platform and things of that nature. But you always compare it to what you learned first. And so for me, that's Allen Bradley. And for many, that might be the case. But I am seeing, especially among the younger folks, those of us that, that we kind of stick with what we know. Yeah. I get that. I can relate to that. But the younger crew, I was talking to a young man. He was I think he's in his 20s, and he's into his career, so mid to late 20s. He's been out, working in the industry for 3 or 4 or 5 years. But he had gotten a chance to work with Siemens, specifically with TIA Portal. And when I mentioned, to another engineer who was in the conversation, who I've known forever, and again, he, like me, is an older gentleman, been doing this for a minute. And he's kind of like, I don't know, I've heard great things about Siemens, but, I kind of stuck with
my ways, yeah.
I'm familiar with what I've got. And the young man started just kind of nodding his head, just back and forth, nodding his head and kind of looking down. And I was like, what's up? He's like, Siemens is awesome. And I said, what? He said, I know Allen Bradley. Yeah, we learned it and everything. He said, Siemens is awesome. Oh. And I said, really? He said, I would use Siemens instantly. Now, I'm not trying to badmouth anybody. It's just, it's not something we're used to hearing here in the United States.
That's right.
But so why is that? TIA Portal.
Yeah.
Again, I told you we're going to stay on our 35, so I don't want to keep rolling. But TIA Portal is a framework that every PLC manufacturer out there has been trying to master. And 5-6 years ago, actually 10 years ago, Siemens got into it, developed it 10 or 12 years ago, and so they've had 10 or 12 years to perfect it, and it's perfect.
Nice.
Now they're always improving. So they would say, nope, nothing's perfect. You can always do better. But it is a framework that houses not just your PLC code, but all your HMI code, all your drive setup and specification for both VFDs and servo drives, all of your networking setups, all of your security, everything. It's all in there. It's all in one framework. And so you never leave that world. And as a result, what we call tags, for those of you out there that are programmers, you'll understand what I'm saying, tags. Your tags are shared. You can just pop them back and forth between HMIs, PLCs, drive, whatever. It all just works.
Efficient engineering.
That's right. I wish I'd have coined that.
Well, I think that's a Siemens term.
It is. So anyway, so this workshop is for those of us that know AB and are more comfortable in the AB world. The workshop gives you a chance to see, okay, this is how you would do it in the AB world. Let's show you how you would do it in the Siemens Step 7 TIA Portal world. And I love that because because I learned based upon, well, this is how I always did it. How would you do it? That's exactly what it's going to be for the full day.
That's perfect. That's going to be a good day.
Yeah.
It's going to be a good day learning.
That's also going to be a bit of a precursor for a C-Train, which is actually a 4-day, I think, 4-day class.
It's 4-day class, and it's going to be in February.
That's in February. Now, again, that's C-Train, so that's certified training. It's not free. It is 4 days, I believe.
Yes.
But the whole premise is AB to Step 7 TI Portal. And so, the Siemens stuff. And so this workshop is a great thing to do, free. You get free lunch and get your hands dirty with the stuff to see it. And then if that's something you want to jump into and say, yeah, let's commit to this and see what we can do, the February class is going to be right on its heels.
Yeah, that's perfect timing. Perfect timing. So there's a few other dates that people need to save for next year.
Okay.
So there's going to be Elevate in the Cleveland, Chattanooga area.
Elevate is when we do an evening-based get together. So we'll have food and we'll have some fantastic presenters.
Yes.
And that'll be down in the Cleveland, Chattanooga type area.
Yes, in May.
Mm-hmm.
And then we'll have another Elevate evening event in the Bristol area.
Late summer?
Fallish, yeah. And then our Automation Expo.
In the fall.
Yes. And to give people a taste of what they missed if they didn't make it, let's play the Red Nation Robotics.
Oh, Red Nation Robotics. Okay, we got them.
It's such a fun video.
So here what we got. Let me just walk this through. So Red Nation Robotics. See that thing moving around really quickly, throwing those rings? For those of you watching the video. And for those of you on audio, Red Nation Robotics is the first robotics group from Halls High School. And they are just really amazing, smart, amazing people. And watch that thing go. And so you can we at our Automation Expo we had in the back parking lot. Of course, you can see the Ratal demo trailer out there as well. But so everybody during lunch they got to do a presentation for us, and we were all just oohing and awing watching this as it picks up these little rings were the things that they're dealing with, and then launches them across and into a target very accurately. And that thing moves around like a crazy spider,
it
right?
Does.
And we just really got a kick out of watching. But they did such a great job. They did a presentation for us. Yeah, there you go. RNR 4576.
Yeah.
It was a great job that they did. So I want to thank them for taking part in our expo.
Yeah, and if you're just listening to this, just head over to elliTek's YouTube channel. These videos should be up there.
Yeah, you can see what you've missed.
Exactly. And I will have a Ratal video at some point.
Yeah, well, Ratal is one of the ones we're happy to represent with all the just amazing. It's not just an enclosure if it's a Ratal.
That's right.
Now, and that's me. It's a brandology statement.
Okay, nice.
Because if you want to use a surface, they give you a way to do it. If you want bus bar to make your job easier, they can give you a way to do it. And I've just been really impressed with them as a company as well. So, all right, so let's wrap it up.
All right. Well, industrial automation. It doesn't have to. Number 50. That's a wrap.
Happy 50th, Beth.
Right back at you, Brandon.
All right, guys. Thanks for joining us. Happy New Year, because the next time we talk, it'll be 2025. Hope you all have a fantastic Thanksgiving. Find somebody to think and be thankful for, and hope you have a fantastic Christmas and even happier New Year. All right.
And don't forget to follow elliTek on your favorite social media platforms so you can get alerted to the next episodes and our upcoming events.
That's right. So ellitek.com, ELLITEK.com, or you can call us anytime at 865-409-1550. Is that right?
1555.
1555. Edit that out. All right. So thank you very much. Have a great 2024, and we'll be seeing you on the next year. Hey guys, thanks for checking out today's episode of Industrial Automation It Doesn't Have To. I hope you enjoyed it. If so, make sure you give us a rating that's pretty doggone high, and do that everywhere you listen, including Spotify and Apple Podcasts. We'd really appreciate it. Also, don't forget about our website. That's www.ellitek.com. That's ELLITEK.com. If you want to reach out to us there, you can fill out our contact form. We'd appreciate it. Also, you can email us at info@ellitek.com. And certainly for those of you that still like to dial the phone, give us a call, 865-409-1555. We'd love to hear from you.